Hello to everyone in the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Cathedral community and all of our friends. This is Father Jonathan. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to continue our meditation on the Psalms of liturgical worship with a reflection that we started in the previous episode on Psalm 129. Now, we said that this is actually chanted during the Vespers service at a section of the service called the Kekragaria, which get their name from the first line of Psalm 140, Kyrie ekekraksa, Lord, I have cried to you. And this series of psalms is also coupled with several hymns, and this psalm, Psalm 129, is the third of the psalms that are chanted during this time. We talked about how all of them have this quality of calling out to God, crying to God. Lord, I have cried, of course, is the first line of Psalm 140. And Psalm 129 begins with the line, out of the depths I have cried unto thee, O Lord, hear my voice. And that's what we reflected on in the previous episode. Now, the second verse in this psalm, let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplication, again is this calling out and hoping that God will hear us. God will hear us in whatever it is that we're crying out to him, whether it's in pain or fear or joy, great joy. But we hope that God is hearing us when we cry out to him. We hope that God is attentive to our needs. Of course, God is always holding us in his tender embrace. And so what I wanted to do is remind us also that in the midst of this crying out that we do, particularly during the Vesper service, we're chanting these hymns as individual verse introductions to hymns. And I wanted to give an example of that coming directly from the Vesper service that we chant during the fifth week of Great Lent. And I thought it would just be a nice way for us to see how the Psalms are coupled with liturgical hymns of the Church. And so first, a hymn. My soul shall live and praise thee, said the prophet. Seek me, thy lost sheep, and number me in thy flock. Grant me time for repentance, that with the cries of sorrow I might call upon thee before I perish utterly. Save me, O Lord. This beautiful hymn, we are calling out, crying out to God. And then we hear the next line, which is the first line of the psalm that we're reflecting on now. Out of the depths I have cried unto thee, O Lord. Lord, hear my voice. And after that would be chanted, we would chant a hymn, the hymn which reads, I have sinned, O Christ, my God, I have sinned, rejecting thy commandments. Be merciful to me, O benefactor, that escaping from the darkness I may see with my inner eyes, and cry unto thee in fear, before I perish utterly. Save me, O Lord. And then we would hear the next line as an introduction again to the next hymn. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplication. Wild beasts encompass me, O snatch me from them, Master. For it is thy will that all men should be saved and come to the knowledge of truth. As Creator, save them all, and with them all save me. Before I perish utterly, save me, O Lord. You can see how the Psalms intertwine with these beautiful hymns of our church. The hymns flush out the cries to God that we're calling out using the language of the Psalms. And so I encourage us as we think about the Psalms, remember that they're not just used as meditation reading, although we can, and they're not just used for theology or history, which we've talked about already in this series, but they are also liturgical features. They are used in liturgical worship to help give structure and shape to our worship. They're the backbone of all of the services. They complement the language of the beautiful poetry that is our hymnography. they themselves being a poetic expression of our prayer. Read the Psalms in this way. There's many online applications like the Ages Initiative. If you go online to their website, you can find the evening and morning services for every day of the year with all of the hymns. And you can see how they weave together the Psalms of liturgical worship with the beautiful hymnography of our church. I encourage us to do that so that we can become familiar with how Orthodox worship takes place, how Orthodox worship is given shape by the Psalms and by the hymns and by the prayers of our tradition. With that being said, God bless you. We're here for you. We love you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Call us, email us, leave us a note in the comment section, message us on social media, whatever you need. If you'd like to support this ministry, of course, first and foremost, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook. And also, if you could consider it and you're able, please consider offering us a financial contribution so that we may continue to produce programs like these and many others. You can see a link for that below. Have a beautiful rest of your day again. We love you and we're praying for you. God bless.